And we're off. And we're off. So very, very basic. We see the newer ones, which I was expecting to see. We don't see it on STWs, but they do have a normal kind of loadout. So if we see, I'll be very interested if we see a smoke out of that. Oh, great strafe off the bat for the Enterprise for PLPT. Really, really good strafe. Takes out that Torp squad. It'll be interesting to see if STW has a fighter loadout. Looks like potentially balanced. Only saw one Torp though. And trying to protect those fighters, which he does. Fighters are out. There it is. Yeah, he has a fighter loadout, so that's always good. So the thing is, Enterprise is always going to be balanced, while the Shokaku can go with a full fighter loadout. So he is going to potentially win that run. And what he's doing right now is he is actually kind of fighting these guys off. Now he is going to win that single fight over there. He's trying to get a nice strafe on that, but it looks like he got locked up, or just didn't end up going for the strafe at all. So right now, all he's trying to do with that single dive bomber is really just get some information, get something spotted, so he can move up and figure out what's going on. He is losing some offensive planes though, and if he gets a nice strafe here, and really he's got to be a little careful, because with the spotter plane, that Shokaku could actually be in range. So he did lose the single dive bomber, which means he's not going to have a little bit extra vision. But he is going to win it right here. And if Chance is able to drop a nice smoke, these guys are going to be set up for some good damage. Looks like one team, looks like PLPT is heading towards CCAP. And it looks like STW might get locked down on ACAP. Now, STW does have 3 destroyers. Only 2 should have smoke. So we are going to keep an eye out on that. Only 2 should have smoke. The Harry Carry should, if the numbers line up, unless there's a Kudas off without smoke somehow, should line up with having 2 smokes. But this is the reason why I don't like this. I don't like this map with how STW is going, because ACAP is such a trap. And what they're going to end up doing is, if they do start pushing into this, they are just going to be stuck here in smoke. So if they have, if Chance goes up, gets some good torps, he's going to know exactly where the torp, even if they know even if they have sonar, even if they have any of that, he's going to snag a torp here. He really is. So looks like one of their DDs is off capping A, maybe a cruiser. We haven't seen the Chappie. Oh, there's a Chappie right there. So it is definitely one of the destroyers. They do have the extra one, but they if they can post up, I'm surprised Chance didn't drop a smoke there. I think maybe they're hoping that the cruiser and the Kutuzov could potentially do it, but no smoke was dropped there. Maybe a miscall, maybe a misplay. I think Chance would have laid a perfect smoke right here. They would have all been completely protected and out of vision. No smoke went down. As you can see, the Chappie took a massive hit, is down on 16,000 life. Kuda's taking some extra damage. The Norca took a little bit extra damage. So maybe a miscall right there, a little bit of a misplay. I think one smoke could have easily. Now he's throwing down a smoke, but it's more of a panic smoke. So maybe they're calling it for that. Saying, hey, feel free to use it. Now, the Kutuzov didn't drop a smoke yet, so he had some discipline to kind of hang on to it. So if they can put some damage into that destroyer, that would be insanely good for them. And down goes all their vision. Looks like the Chappie is going to be in a good enough. There's the smoke right there. I don't really see why, if they aren't, unless they're getting radared right now, I feel like they would completely be out. He is smoking down 2 of the battleships, but I feel like that smoke was kind of a waste from that Kuda. I don't think those guys are even spotted right now. They will be eventually, but that protective. Oh, is he going to snag that DD with the Torp? Oh, so lucky. But if that Chappie backs up a little bit, he's going to have great shots on that guy. And if they can just keep vision, I don't know if he's used his radar or not on the Chappie, but there's potential for a really good kind of damaging salvo right there for that DD. He's trying to find him if he can. Maybe get a good strafe on that. He's spotted for a little bit. But really, PLPT is in a good spot right now. Big hit on the Kutuzov over there. And really some good communication. Right now, Chance is doing a fantastic job right now at protecting the flank. This is one thing we saw last game, was Spear kind of getting out of control. So they are doing a really, really good job. Looks like the Enterprise is starting to lose the fight a little bit in the sky, but really posted up. They have Chance holding the south side. That Chappie is in a really bad spot. What a snipe on the Chappie from the Alabama on the red team. Down goes that Chappie. Down goes their one of two radars. They still have the New Orleans. But what needs to happen right now is this Cuda right here needs to not one get killed, which it potentially could, because it's going to be spotted by everybody. And with an Alabama right there, this is not good. This is not good. Down he goes. STW hitting those big hits. The Alabama taking its second kill. It only says one right there, but he actually killed off the lane. So really, really bad spot for PLPT. It's gone pretty bad pretty quickly. I don't get what that push was by the Cuda. I felt like that was very aggressive and unneeded. But hey, he went for it. It just didn't pay off. Maybe he didn't know the Alabama was there. Maybe a little lack of communication. But I feel like that was a big misplay. Torps are going out, kind of just to maybe a little bit of defense torps. Not much is in that range. The Bismarck, I guess, is a little bit there. But good shot right there. 2 cruisers down, though. Big cruisers, a Chappie and a Kutuzov. That Kutuzov went out there without having smoke, which I don't know why. I mean, just kind of sit back, burn them down. Their smoke's going to go down eventually. And, oh, there's the Harry Carry right there. There is a torp reload. So he did not run smoke because he did have the torp reload. So he's very, very scary, especially if that Bismarck is in range of those torps. That is a freaking wall of red. He's gonna have to basically move up, take one, commit to the push, and these other battleships, if Darren's in range, now they do get the Benson kill, which is good. But this Bismarck maybe can take a hit, maybe snag that Chappie hit. Oh, Darren taking massive damage from that torp salvo. The Harry Carry dropping. I'm gonna be triggering you guys saying the Harry Carry, but the Harikaze, the new IJN DD, a chance not really knowing what to do right now. Darren obviously does not have repair, so one fire will kill him off. PLPT is in a really bad spot. One salvo, I was gonna say probably one salvo will take him out. STW just being in a much worse spot. Positioning wise, way out of position. They snagged A cap, pushed towards B, and just basically focused on just smoking into the middle. PLPT had a much better positioning. I think one thing they messed up is maybe not throwing that smoke down early. That made their Chappie take a lot of damage, and really, I think their Cuda got a little greedy for no reason. I don't think the trade was there. He wanted to take out that Chappie. Down goes their Turpits. I think PLPT got a little aggressive, a little greedy. On early and then even on some of the late moves. So the Chappie snipe, that's going to happen. The Cuda push, I think, was not needed at all, and really, really, I think just a couple bad calls really really kind of made this. I think the Cuda push was really bad, and I really think that maybe that first smoke would have helped them up, kind of set up. If I were him, I would have either smoked from this point to there, kept all this covered, or just smoked this whole area right here. Either of those smokes would have been nice. He didn't smoke at all. He kind of went down to this side, then came back and smoked, but the Chappie was already super low. So, kind of a downside. Not too much out of PLPT. They did snag a DD kill. Oh, and the Chappie kill late, but those are both kind of later kills. So really, big win by STW. Well played by those guys, actually, for being in a worse spot. Now we have Major Ken over here going with the massive flank. I don't know if he's trying to snag the CV kill or what. I don't think the keg is... I guess if you want a DD spot, it's good for spotting. I just don't think it carries enough for this. Now they are running the Enterprise, so they can't have another Benson because they're running a NorCal. Wait, actually they can. So what did they run instead? Oh, they ran the New Orleans. So for me, honestly, I think take another Chappie if you want to run radar or something like that. Drop the Kagero. I don't think the Kagero can do enough. If they do run a triple DD, I think the Kagero might have a chance to do it, just like the Harikaze can do it on the enemy team. But I really don't think the Kagero as a starting destroyer does enough. I don't think it's a carry ship. I don't think it can contend caps enough. I don't think it can do enough damage as being an anti-DD. I just don't think it does enough. I would honestly take the Ognoy. I think they're both kind of tough choices. I think the Kagero gets a lot better if you run a triple destroyer setup. But for 2, as it being one of your primary DDs, I just don't see it. I don't think it's that strong. And I really just don't see any real place for it. I just don't. I mean, it has the potential. It has some really good striking power. Especially if you want to run another destroyer without having the smoke. Now, those are going to be basically insta-spotted, so not too much. He is trying to, I don't even know, he's trying to hit the Alabama, maybe? He just can't do anything, and... Oh, New Orleans is going to be able to take out the Harikaze, and he's going to be able to dodge those torps. Well, he's going to be able to dodge at least one set. Oh, he's going to swing too much! No! He does swing a little bit too much. Anyways, though, the Amagi is going to look at him a little bit sideways, take him out right there. And we're looking at the rest of the team. What else is there? They have their CV, and that's it. Oh, and the DD, that's perma-spotted. So he's going to get dropped on. Let's bounce over to Ken if we can. Just absolutely focused. Turns too slow to be able to dodge those torps. It's just an interesting call on why you would take the Keg. I just don't really see it. I think when you go into competitive play, there's being risky, but then there's being, you're kind of guaranteeing something. When you go with, if you bring a Benson, you're guaranteeing a ship that has AA, has good smoke. You're guaranteeing its guns. You're guaranteeing its ability to defend caps. With a Gigero, since it is a torp ship and a torp heavy ship, you're really not. It's just so luck based on how much damage you're gonna do. I mean, you're only gonna do damage with your torps, and with how many planes are in the sky, how many sonars are being used, how many ships DDs are running. They're on a triple DD. It's really hard to be consistent with damage with torp, being a torp based ship. So interesting call, taking that as one of your primary DDs. I just don't think it's the best call, but I don't think they lost the game in that spot. I think a couple early calls and the Kuda kind of trading his life away for nothing. I think a couple things just rolled out, and STW just hitting some really good shots. They're Bama hitting some gnarly shots. We'll see kind of in the long run. But all in all, really, really good showing by STW. PLPT. Maybe learning from this experience, and I think they're kind of newer towards the competitive scene. They're really good players. I mean, the Alabama taking down almost 60 planes. Almost 60 planes. Makes me choke up a little bit. 60 planes, that's insane. Absolutely insane. That's definitely an AA spec to Alabama, so pretty crazy. Not being able to drop on the Enterprise, doing a really good job. I'm still unsure on which one of these ships CV wise is going to be good, but really good showing by STW. Well played by those guys, and taking home the victory against PLPT.